This episode of Destructoid is brought to you by Netflix. Coming up on Destructoid, the Aliens Colonial Marines developers let us read their diary. Star Wars The Old Republic is going free-to-play, and it looks like Zynga's free-to-play bubble is about to burst. All that and more right now on Destructoid.
Welcome to Destructoid. I'm Tara Long.
And I'm Max Scoville.
Happy Wednesday, Max. You look so professional today.
Thank you. I have no idea what happened.
Are you going to a funeral later?
Something?
No close family
maybe
members
I am.
died?
I think that was a quote from the man
Are
in
you
the
threatening
Johnny
me?
Cash movie. It wasn't a threat. Let's just do the show, man.
Okay, we've actually got lots of exciting things
We
to
do
talk
have
about
exciting
today.
things to talk about.
PAX news in the second
PAX
half.
news, yes, that's the thing that's happening in a friggin' month. But for starters, Sega dropped a new video for Aliens Colonial Marines, which would normally be really, really awesome, except it's a developer diary. Ew.
Those are boring.
Ew. The thing about developer diaries, they can sometimes be very fascinating behind-the-scenes looks at what it's like to make a video game, and maybe they show some behind-the-scenes like secret footage that we haven't seen yet. However, most of the time they're either like really self-indulgent fluff or just blatant PR spiel. This developer diary for Aliens Colonial Marines seems to be very much the latter. The big thing to take away here, and the thing that they're talking about, is that they really just want Aliens Colonial Marines to be as faithful to the movie as possible, and all the guys at Gearbox are like really huge fans of the series, and they're excited to be picking up in canon where James Cameron left off at the end of the classic 1986 film. And I mean, this is like a straight up like in canon sequel. This is not some kind of like weird side story or something. Unfortunately, the video is just weird and embarrassing. There are all these like really over-stylized shots of like the Gearbox guys putting on glasses and just sitting there talking about their game. Like these, I mean, Gearbox has a pretty good track record about like being fun and cool and like, you know, with what they show to the. Look at Mikey.
Oh, Mikey.
What the hell, Mikey?
He looks so cool, like Archie or something.
These are the guys who do like the Borderlands trailers, you know? And I have this sneaking suspicion that maybe this video might have been done by some less hip and with it folks from Sega. So I've actually talked with some of the Gearbox guys about the game, and I mean, I interviewed Brian Burleson, who's the game's producer at E3. The dude is awesome. He's like super stoked about Aliens. I mean, we were standing in front of the actual original Stan Winston Queen Alien prop from the movie, both totally like fanboying out over it. And I mean, he was telling me that they've consulted with super hardcore fans, like the really crazy cosplayers who build completely accurate smart guns using the same parts as the original prop makers, and they've taken their criticisms into account, even if it's something really tiny like that camo pattern is slightly off, or like that ammo pouch is too big. But anyway, you know, like Gearbox, we like them, we think they're cool, and we feel really bad for showing silly, embarrassing clips. So to even things out, here are some embarrassing GIFs of us, courtesy of @MaxGifville and Tara Longgif on Twitter.
I did not give approval to show these, Max Scoville.
Look at these. These are
Okay,
great.
actually, never mind. That's awesome.
These are awesome. These are both guys are both on Twitter.
That one haunts my dreams.
I'm making the same noise I was making in that GIF. Anyway,
Please stop repeatedly showing them.
Just knock it off. Just Zach, stop showing those.
All right.
Yeah.
I've got some exciting news about EA to temper that.
They make those? Exciting news about EA?
Well, I guess depending on what kind of video games you like. EA posted their Q1 financial results recently, and aside from a bunch of boring numbers and dollar signs, there were a few announcements worth mentioning. Specifically, Star Wars The Old Republic is going to be adding a free-to-play option this fall. Now, Q1 is typically the toughest time of the year for video game companies, and EA is definitely not immune to that. Their report revealed that subscriptions for The Old Republic slipped to under 1 million during the first quarter after reaching 1.3 million in May. So like I said, this is a free-to-play option. It's not totally free to play. So there are certain restrictions. Players will have access to all 8 character classes up to level 50, and then if they want to keep playing after that, they'll have the option to purchase that higher level in-game content either through microtransactions or a monthly subscription plan. So the actual retail price of the game is also going to lower to $14.99 come fall, and that'll come with 1 free month of subscription as well as a monthly dividend of cartel coins, which are the new virtual currency that's coming to the game. Yay, microtransactions. But in all seriousness, this is actually a pretty sweet deal for people who didn't want to pick it up at $30. I think it's $30 now on Amazon, I believe. So if you want more info on the changes that are being made to the game, you can find them at swtor.com/free. I think there's a few other changes they're making in there, but this is really the big one.
You just said like a whole bunch of paragraph words about Star Wars, and I didn't care about any of it.
I know.
Which really might say
a lot
something.
Of other people, apparently.
Old Republic. It's dumb. Anyway, sorry. I don't mean to step on any toes. Anyway, in case you're new here, we really don't usually report on financial news, but...
Except for just now.
Right, and also again here. Hey guys, look, these dogs are having sex. Anyway, speaking of pit bulls, Zynga reported their second quarter results earlier this week, and exceptions must be made to our rule about don't talk about boring business stuff. Last week, the company reported a $22.8 million loss, which resulted in their stock crashing from around $5 to $3 in just 24 hours. Since then, the news keeps getting worse. Their stock has fallen to under $3 as of this episode, and an insider trading lawsuit has been filed against the company. Now, in case you're not familiar, insider trading is the selling or purchasing of stock by individuals with non-public information about the company. Watch Wall Street.
It's what got Martha Stewart thrown in jail.
Exactly, yeah. So Zynga CEO Mark Pincus, he raised a lot of eyebrows back in March when he sold a staggering 16.5 million shares of stock. At the time, Zynga's share price was over $13, putting the shares value at around $227 million. Now, fast forward a few months, and that same haul is worth just over $46 million. Something is rotten in Farmville.
It's those apples.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, or
that was
Mark
the first
Pincus's
vegetable I could
nasty
think of.
soul. Pincus
vegetable.
wasn't actually the only exec to offload stock, so of course investors are pissed. All told, executives are said to have offloaded over $500 million in stock in the last several months, and there will no doubt be many, many more lawsuits and SEC investigations to come from this. In the meantime, someone always has to go down, and in this case, it is former Xbox exec John Shappert, who had been stripped of his authority over the games business. They just brought him out in front of all of the Zynga employees, and they just whipped him publicly like in Starship Troopers. It's pretty incredible to see that this Zynga is just crashing and burning so far and so fast.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was expecting that.
I don't think anybody is really that surprised. I think we are really, when I say, it's like a juggernaut of a company, it's really just like a bubble that kept getting bigger,
Yeah, and it's always a difficult situation when you've got a ton of stock in a company and you see it going downhill. Like, you can't just sit there and, like, watch your money dissipate,
Yeah,
but there's a lot of
one of
weird things going on.
My best friends, actually, he worked there, and the week his stock vested, he quit. And now he's in Paris making indie games, so yay
That's
money or
awesome.
something, I guess.
All right. Well, moving on to actual video game news. For the first time in what seems like ages, we've actually got some good Resident Evil 6 news worth mentioning, and that is the addition of a new Agent Hunt mode, which is going to allow you to invade other people's brains.
Ew!
Sort of.
Cool.
Let me explain. Agent Hunt is a new competitive multiplayer mode that they're introducing in Resident Evil 6 that can only be unlocked after you've completed the full game, and the way it works is it allows you to jump into somebody else's game, like a real person's game, as a zombie or other low-level enemy, and basically just go in and fuck shit up. So when you complete the game, an option will open up that allows you to select certain stages. You can't do it for all of them, but certain ones you can play in Agent Hunt mode. And you can actually do this with multiple people, so you can kind of go invade someone else's game together, and there's voice chat, so if you want to kind of coordinate your attacks, you can do that as well. But of course, it's not just like go in and grief someone. There is like some balancing here in the name of fairness. Players will have to complete all 3 campaigns before they can become subject to somebody else's attack. And the game will also alert you when somebody else invades your game, but they won't tell you which monster it is, so it's kind of a guessing game. And of course, for those of you who are not into friendly competition at all, you have the option to completely turn Agent Hunt mode off, so there's that. In other exciting Resident Evil news, Ada Wong has been confirmed as a playable character for the 6th game. As you know, there are 3 main campaigns for the game. She's going to be the 4th one. It's her own campaign, so she's going solo this time, and she's going to be wielding a crossbow and some time bombs. But again, the catch here is that you have to finish the full game to unlock her campaign. So that's pretty cool, actually. For fans of Resident Evil, that's pretty sweet news.
That's cool. I wish they had BD Wong as a playable character. You know him? He's that good dude. He's like the Asian guy who always plays like a scientist, whether it's on like Law and Order or like Jurassic Park. He's just like science guy. Speaking of movies and stuff, you know, video games are fun, but sometimes your thumbs get so tired and you still want to sit on the couch and not go outside. So why not just watch Netflix? Seriously. Netflix streams movies and TV shows straight to you, saving you time, money, and filling your living room with explosions and swear words. If you're watching our show right now, it is almost guaranteed they make a Netflix app for your device. You can stream unlimited TV episodes and movies straight to your PC, Mac, tablet, phone, Xbox 360, PS3, Wii, 3DS, or PlayStation Vita. And because you watch our show, we want to hook you guys up with a trial membership. Just head to netflix.com/Destructoid and sign up today. For our viewers in the UK and Ireland, Netflix has made its way across the pond. You can go sign up at netflix.co.uk/Destructoid or netflix.ie/Destructoid today. Go do that, because
do that.
It's the thing that plays the movies
Supports
on
our
your
show.
things. Anyway, so here's a terrifying thing to realize is that PAX Prime is a month away.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that snuck up out of nowhere.
That
That's
is
terrifying.
obscene.
If you're unfamiliar, PAX Prime is the Penny Arcade Expo. It is like the biggest gaming convention in North America, or at least the most awesome one, I think, anyway. It's being held in Seattle again from August 31st to September 2nd. And if you're just hearing about it now, you are going to have to hold out until next year because tickets sold out like that. Destructoid will be having their third annual panel this year, titled Destructoid Live 3, How to Run a Successful Gaming Blog and Not Get Sued, which sounds considerably more serious and informative than it'll probably end up being. Last year we were throwing hamburgers into the audience. Mark your calendars for Friday, August 31st at 12:30 p.m. in the Unicorn Theater. That's when it's happening.
I love that they always put us in the Unicorn Theater.
No, the theaters are all named magical things.
No, but we get the special one.
They're all special. They're all magical
No,
animals.
but they told me that we get the special one.
Okay, I'm glad you believe that. The panel this year will consist of Jim Sterling, Dale North, Hamza Aziz, Conrad Zimmerman, Jordan DeVore, and Chad Conselmo. And while we won't officially be on it, we will definitely be there, as well as running around covering things on the show floor with tarps and streamers. Also covering them in terms of media. That's another thing we're doing.
Also, we're spraying foam on everyone.
Lots of foam, hazardous foam. If you see us, definitely come say hi. You know, assuming we're not like in the middle of an interview. But yes, come say hello. That's a thing. PAX is happening.
I'm so excited about PAX. I've been, the past 2 years, and every time the Destructoid panel has been so much fun. It gets insane. Last year, I kicked a bunch of dudes in the balls. They just lined up and had me kick them. That was really fun.
She's not making that up. That was
Probably
actually a
ruined
thing.
some
I'm
future
amazed they're
lives.
letting us have a panel again.
Yep.
Anyway.
So we will definitely have more news about PAX leading up to PAX, and definitely lots more news about PAX from PAX. So even if you can't make it, we'll keep you up to date, and we'll just keep saying the word PAX over and over again until you get sick of it. That is all the time we have for today's show. Be sure to tune in on Friday for another one of our wonderful live shows. We are giving away 5 Steam codes for Orcs Must Die 2. That is happening at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time, right here on youtube.com/dtoid and on revision3.com/watch. And as always, you can follow us on Twitter. We are Dtoid Show together. I personally am Tara Longest, and Max over here is Max Scoville.
I don't know why I made that noise.
I didn't hear it. That's our outro noise. We'll see you guys on Friday.